If you have mastered the content from the previous lessons, you should now know the standard structure of a web page. Let's write it out together. Right-click, create a new HTML file, and name it Standard Structure. Okay, the first line, of course, is the doctype declaration of the web page. The second line is the HTML tag, which contains a head tag and a body tag. Then comes the content from our previous two lessons. Add a len attribute to the HTML tag and set it to en. Next, inside the head tag, write a meta tag to set the charset encoding to UTF-8. Finally, add a title tag. Alright, this is the standard structure of a web page. From now on, whenever we create a web page, we'll need to include this structure. Isn't it quite tedious to write this every time? That's why we can use VS Code to generate it quickly. Now, let's delete all the code we just wrote. Then type an exclamation mark. The first option that appears, press Enter or Tab to select it. Automatically generates the standard web page structure for us in VS Code. But if you look closely, there's one line in the generated structure that we haven't introduced yet, which is this line. This line of code isn't something we'll need for now. I'll explain it to you in detail when we discuss mobile web pages. For now, let's delete this line. Speaking of deleting a line, let me introduce a quick way to delete a line in VS Code. Place your cursor on the line you want to delete. For example, let's say we want to delete line 5. Place your cursor anywhere on line 5, and then press Ctrl-Shift-K at the same time on Windows, or Command-Shift-K on Mac OS. This will quickly delete the line where the cursor is. If you want to delete multiple consecutive lines, you can drag your mouse across those lines. For instance, if I want to delete line 4, 5, and 6, I can click and drag the mouse across these lines to select them. Once selected, press Ctrl-Shift-K or Command-Shift-K again. And all the selected lines will be deleted at once. Now, let's discuss another point. You'll notice that the standard structure code generated by VS Code has its language set to English by default. But what if I want the language in the auto-generated template to be something else, like French? How do I do that? Well, you can click on the gear icon and select Settings, or you can just press Ctrl and the comma. Then search for emit. What is this? Well, it's actually an extension. Some of you might say, but I don't remember installing this extension. That's because in addition to the plugins we install ourselves, VS Code also comes with many built-in extensions. To view these built-in extensions, click on this funnel icon and select Built-in. What you see listed here are all the built-in extensions. Now, back to the settings. Let's adjust the settings in Emmet called Variables. Here it is. Click Add Item. Then set the value of the len variable to your desired default language, for example, FR. Then click OK to confirm. Now go back to your code. This time, when you type an exclamation mark and press Enter, you'll see that the len attribute in the template is set to FR for French.